In the summer of 2007, the landscape of cinema was irrevocably altered, not by a subtle shift in artistic wind, but by a seismic collision of nostalgia, pyrotechnics, and industrial design. It was the year Michael Bay, the undisputed poet laureate of explosions, decided to take a beloved, albeit slightly campy, line of Japanese toys in 1980s cartoons and transmute them into a gritty, sweating, visceral reality. The film Transformers is not merely a movie, it is a sensory assault, a masterpiece of Bayhem that defined the aesthetic of the late 2000s blockbuster. To understand this film is to understand the marriage of Spielbergian wonder. Steven Spielberg served as executive producer, and Bay's aggressive, kinetic nihilism. It is a story about a boy and his first car, hidden beneath a layer of intergalactic warfare so dense and loud it threatens to shatter the screen. The film opens not with the protagonists, but with a statement of intent. We are thrust immediately into the scorching heat of the Qatari desert, bathed in the golden, high-contrast filters that would become the franchise's visual signature. The silence of the dunes is broken by the thrum of military rotors. Here, Bay establishes the fragility of human might against the Cybertronian threat. When the helicopter, later revealed to be the Decepticon Blackout, descends upon the Soxent Forward Operations Base, it does not transform with a simple cartoonish pop. It breaks apart. It shifts. Rotors fold into blades, engines become muscular limbs, and the sound design, a metallic screeching, clanking, and bass-heavy thrumming, sells the impossible weight of the creature. This was the moment the audience understood that this wasn't a cartoon anymore. The destruction of the base is total, a cacophony of fire and screaming metal that sets the stakes. We are ants in the presence of gods made of iron. Yet, abruptly, the film shifts gears, transporting us from the burning sands of the Middle East to the manicured, sun-drenched lawns of American suburbia. This juxtaposition is the heart of the film's narrative engine. We meet Sam Witwicky, played with a frantic, stammering energy by Shia LaBeouf. Sam is the quintessential underdog, a high school student more concerned with his eBay rating and impressing the mesmerizing Michaela Baines than with the fate of the universe. LaBeouf's performance anchors the film. His improv-heavy, chaotic delivery provides a human pulse amidst the CGI spectacle. The narrative genius lies in making the discovery of alien life coincide with the mundane teenage ritual of buying a first car. That car, a beat-up 1976 Chevrolet Camaro with fading yellow paint and black racing stripes, is, of course, Bumblebee. The bond between Sam and Bumblebee is the emotional core that prevents the film from becoming a hollow exercise in special effects. It is the classic boy and his dog trope, re-engineered for the gearhead generation. When Bumblebee first reveals his sentient nature, it isn't in a battle, but in an act of matchmaking, playing romantic songs on the radio to bridge the gap between the awkward Sam and the cool, unreachable Michaela. This grounding of the fantastical in the relatable human experience is pure Spielberg. We care about the giant robot because the giant robot cares about the awkward kid. As the plot thickens, the film weaves in the military subplot, following Captain Lennox and his team as they struggle to survive in the desert, bringing news of the alien threat home. This allows Bay to indulge in his fetishistic love for military hardware. A-10 Warthogs, AC-130 gunships, and tanks are filmed with the same loving gaze as the actors. Meanwhile, a secondary plot involving a quirky team of analysts and hackers trying to decode the Decepticon signal adds a layer of techno-thriller tension, culminating in the introduction of the secret government organization, Section 7. Led by the brilliantly erratic Agent Simmons, played by John Turturro, Section 7 represents the paranoia of the old world colliding with the reality of the new. The arrival of the other Autobots remains one of the most visually stunning sequences in blockbuster history. As they descend from the heavens as meteors, crashing into the earth, the sense of scale is breathtaking. The transformation scene in the alleyway, where Ratchet, Ironhide, Jazz, and Optimus Prime first reveal their robotic forms to Sam and Michaela, is a triumph of industrial light and magic. Every piston, gear, and plate of armor is visible. These are not smooth, futuristic shells. They are complex machines with thousands of moving parts. When Peter Cullen's voice, the original voice of Optimus Prime, rumbles from the speakers, stating, "My name is Optimus Prime," it triggers a wave of generational nostalgia that is palpable. The design of Prime, with his flame-licked semi-truck alt mode, balances the classic silhouette with a modern, muscular complexity. The narrative drive is centered on the Allspark, a cube of limitless power that brought life to Cybertron and caused the civil war between the Autobots and Decepticons. The MacGuffin leads all parties to the Hoover Dam, a setting that allows for a massive sense of scale and entrapment. Here, we learn the dark history of humanity's interaction with the Transformers. Megatron, the terrifying leader of the Decepticons, has been frozen in the ice beneath the dam for decades, reverse-engineered to create the modern technological age. The awakening of Megatron is treated like the release of a horror movie monster. He is jagged, silver, and cruel, a stark contrast to the noble, colorful designs of the Autobots. The climax of the film, the Battle of Mission City, is a masterclass in spatial chaos. Bay turns the city streets into a playground for giants. The action is relentless. Starscream, in the form of an F-22 Raptor, dominates the skies, engaging in dogfights that defy physics. On the ground, the brawl is brutal and physical. The robots grapple, punch, and tear at each other with a weight that feels dangerously real. The film does not shy away from the collateral damage. Buildings crumble, cars are crushed, and the human characters are forced to sprint through a war zone of flying debris. The death of the Autobot Jazz, ripped in two by Megatron, serves as a shocking reminder that the heroes are not invincible. What elevates the finale is the integration of the human characters into the fight. They are not merely spectators, they are essential. Lennox and his team use sabotage and laser targeting to assist the Autobots, proving that humanity has bite. Sam's desperate sprint with the Allspark, dodging explosions and Decepticons, creates a sense of urgency that a simple robot-on-robot fight would lack. The final duel between Optimus Prime and Megatron is operatic, a clash of ideologies as much as metal. But ultimately, it is Sam who strikes the killing blow, shoving the Allspark into Megatron's chest, overloading him with power. It is a symbolic victory, the human spirit overwhelming the machine's lust for dominance. We must also acknowledge the auditory landscape of the film. Steve Jablonsky's score is nothing short of anthemic. The track, Arrival to Earth, is a sweeping, majestic piece of orchestral music that instills a sense of awe and wonder, elevating the visuals to something almost religious. It contrasts sharply with the aggressive, industrial sound effects of the weaponry and transformations. And, of course, there is Linkin Park's What I've Done, which plays over the credits. The song became synonymous with the franchise, its melancholic yet driving rock sound perfectly encapsulating the film's tone of regretful warfare and hopeful resolution. In the end, Transformers is a film that wears its heart on its chrome sleeve. It is easy to criticize it for its excesses, its crude humor, or its frenetic editing. However, to do so is to miss the point of its existence. It was designed to be a spectacle, a summer event that demanded to be seen on the biggest screen possible. It successfully updated a toy commercial into a mythology, creating a world where our everyday vehicles could secretly be guardians from the stars. It captured a specific moment in time, pre-financial crisis, high-tech optimism, and military valorization, and froze it in amber. As Optimus Prime stands on the cliffside at sunset, sending a message into the cosmos inviting other surviving Autobots to Earth, the film leaves us with a sense of expansion. The world has gotten bigger. The sky is no longer empty. The simple cars driving past us on the highway might be more than meets the eye. Michael Bay didn't just make a movie about robots fighting. He created a modern myth of metal and magic, loud enough to wake the dead and bright enough to blind the critics. It remains a singular, towering monument to the power of pure, unadulterated cinematic adrenaline.